Okay, so the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra. Is this guy here a laptop replacement, a computer replacement? Well, of course it is, and I'm ready for all the smoke. All of you guys who disagree. This is a laptop replacement, and I don't care what you say. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, first things first, what is the main reason why most people out there go buy a laptop? It's simple, performance, right? They want to be able to do more. So productivity is the main reason why people go buy a laptop. This guy was built for productivity, except not only do you get productivity, but if you wanted to go ahead and switch off so that you can just use it as a tablet, you could also. So it's versatile that way. If anything, this is more than a laptop. That being said, many of you will disagree, and I don't have a problem with that. Of course, we can agree to disagree here. Many of you will disagree. I love to use the word subjective, right? We're not gonna go too deep into the specs, right? But we're just gonna talk more user experience, maybe highlight, a few specs here and there. If you wanted to buy this, as opposed to buying a laptop, you'll be just fine. If anything, you'll be more than fine. If you have this setup here, the only downside, of course, is that this setup will cost you, right? So if you are a more, practical type of person, obviously you will skip this and simply go for a cheap, or for a laptop that would offer you essentially the same stuff, but that would be cheaper. But that is not the question. The problem is not there. The problem is whether this could be used instead of a laptop, and the simple answer is yes, right? So if you have this setup that I have, this is a big laptop. It's simply a large laptop. You're looking at 14.6 inches of a beautiful display. Most laptops out there don't run AMOLED display. So you have a fantastic display here. If you are someone who cares about that, this will be one of the reasons for you to go for this computer/tablet here. Now, one of the things you should keep in mind, obviously, when trying to figure out whether to pick up this guy or a laptop, is portability. This guy has been built to offer you so many things in a very little package. So if I were to just take off the whole thing, right? Let's even just take off the keyboard. The tablet itself is super thin. It is very thin for something this large. And the game plan here by Samsung is to keep everything at the strict minimum, right? You only have the usual suspects, right? Power button, volume rocker. Then you have your 4 speakers there that sound top notch, way better than so many laptops that I've used in my entire life. Sound quality, super crisp, full, just rich sound quality coming out of this. So if you were to use this, for people who use their laptop sometime to watch movies or play games or whatever the case may be, you can use that here. Right? Super AMOLED display. And then it comes down to accessibility. You have that USB Type-C port that you can use to have it as the main display and push out some of the content, or simply use this as a secondary display to extend, another main display. That is something that a laptop can do, but you can do here, right? You're able to transfer, of course, fast transfer using USB Type-C port here. My unit here is 256 gigs of internal storage. Many laptops. A lot of laptops also do 5 or 1 terabyte, but you have the ability to expand that internal storage in a matter of 30 seconds. I'm talking taking out an SD card, popping the SD card slot open and putting that SD card in, boom, and then you have 1 terabyte. So simple, so direct, the way to handle that storage expansion. Now, as I mentioned, my unit here is 256 gigs of internal storage, and that comes with 12 gigs of RAM. Tons of laptops out there have 12 gigs of RAM. Many of them also have 8. Many of them also have 4, as a matter of fact, right? So you have 12 gigs of RAM. So when it comes down to multitasking, doing so many things, having things open in the background, computational value offered is there. So this guy can definitely go to battle with other laptops that have the same specs, right? When it comes down to that 256 gigs of internal storage and 12 gigs of RAM. You have laptops that follow that same configuration. Now, here's the meat of things here. We're talking performance here, right? So let's go ahead and talk performance. And I have to bring up, of course, the specs since we're talking performance. By the way, if this is your first time visiting, welcome to the channel. Of course, I truly appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't done so already, please do me a favor, hit both the like and the subscribe button there. I truly appreciate that. All right, so this guy here comes loaded with Qualcomm latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, which is a very powerful chip, especially in the realm of mobile technology. Now, it's relatively powerful when compared to a powerful laptop. Now, notice I said relatively. I'm not saying that it's as powerful as a full-blown laptop, but again, extremely powerful in the world of mobile technology and still to be considered powerful enough to beat out some computers. But that's good enough to say that it can replace the computer. You couple that chipset, that powerful chipset, with 12 gigs of RAM running Android 12, you have One UI 4.1 running here, so that UI is just such a beautiful thing to look at. And here's the kicker. You do have Samsung DeX loaded here with my keyboard here in a way where you have even a shortcut on the keyboard. You just hit that Samsung DeX key, and then this guy here turns into a laptop. Now, it will offer you, essentially when it turns into a laptop, the GUI will change. As you can see here, you would have a desktop set up here where you have all your icons, and you can open windows, and be able to toggle back and forth. And with that massive 12 gigs of RAM, you're able to do so many things, toggle back and forth, and really play to the full potential of the tablet here. So accessibility in terms of what it offers you it's simply gonna match what a laptop will offer you. And of course, you notice I'm staying vague by saying a laptop. I know some people are gonna go into the comment section and say, well, this specific laptop is better than that. Of course it is, right? So if you start picking out, some laptops, some top level laptops, you can definitely say that they're better than this. You can even pick laptops in the same price range and still show how better than they are to this one. But the question is not there. The question is still, can this Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra be used as a laptop? And the answer, again, is yes. But anyway, let's go ahead and go back here. Beyond just that portability, factor. The form factors here, it's a lot more portable than most laptop. Sure, we have a lot of very thin and portable laptops coming out, but this is still very portable when compared to many laptops out there. So beyond that, it has other things that you cannot find on most laptops out there. The cameras, for example, the camera that you have there with that center stage like type, it's called auto framing, by Samsung, but it plays like center stage, right? Where you're able to move and the camera just kind of track the movement. And if you have more people coming in, the camera zooms out just to make sure that everyone fits in the frame, right? So that is something that you won't find it on most laptops, right? And another thing to bring up here is that most laptops, actually right here, most laptops don't come with a stylus. This guy comes with a Samsung S Pen, which is one of the best on the market right now for taking down notes in terms of feedback, pressure sensitivity, pressure sensitivity levels offered by this S Pen is unmatched by many styluses out there, or styluses. But anyway, if you're an artist and you do that as your profession, this is the guy for you, right? A gigantic canvas that you can use for your drawing, and the larger the better for artists. And this is as large as you can go on an AMOLED display on a tablet right now in the market. Now, there are laptops out there that are pretty thin, like the Surface one, some of the Microsoft laptops that are fairly thin and that do come with a stylus that you can draw, but still you then have to deal with a completely different ecosystem. It's not to say that this is all positive, right? It does have a lot of drawbacks, right? So one of the things, for example, is the fact that just in the App Store, in the Google Store, there are some pro apps that you won't necessarily find here, right? And another drawback that I want to make sure that I bring up here is the fact that we don't have as many ports on this, right? Given that if you take your average laptop out there, it would generally come with a number of different ports. But you can always fix that here by just using some type of a dongle or something, some accessory that would split into a bunch of ports. But hey, the bottom line is that you'll be making some sacrifices in order to gain certain things, right? Just to say that if you were in the market for a tablet and you also want something that can act as a computer, it would definitely do the job in terms of power, accessibility, in terms of user experience, all of that and more, right? Because then you could just remove like I'm doing here, and then you would have this super thin tablet, beautiful display, amazing performance, top level productivity offered here, and an entertainment experience that is unmatched by any other tablet out there. in terms of just the size, the aspect ratio, how beautiful that screen is, and watching movies or even playing games if you have a controller, right? This is it, man. So going back, and I know this is kind of redundant, can this be used as a computer? Yes, it can, right? But just like you would buy a $500 or $800 laptop that cannot do what a $2,000 or $3,000 laptop, this guy is also limited, right? You can compare this to something that can perform better than this. Sure, we can do that all day, right? Show me a computer or a laptop that does certain things better than this, and I'll show you laptops that are being outperformed by this. So we can do that all day. So again, the question is not there. The question was, because I see that all the time, people saying, well, but it's not a laptop, it's not a computer. Well, it can be, depending on what you're doing with it, right? This is it. This is as close as you will get to getting something that is pretty much a laptop. But if you're looking for a tablet, I would say consider the Tab S8 Plus, Tab S7 Plus, Tab S8, or even Tab S7. Right? And by the way, I will have the links in the description in case you want to pick up this or any of the other ones. Tab S8, Tab S7, you know, if you want to grab one of the latest deals by Samsung or Best Buy or whatever the case may be, make sure to check out the links in the description. That should take you there. But anyway, if you have any questions, if you have anything to share on my take, I know it's a controversial take. People will disagree and some people will agree. Let's go ahead and have that. Let's do that politely in the comment section as we are accustomed to doing. I will catch you in that comment section. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment so that I can catch you there. I will also catch you in the next video. And of course, as always, up until that next video, stay safe out there.